Today I'm showing you two of my favorite things made into one sausage. It's gonna be awesome. The Oklahoma onion burger and then also the Jalapeno Popper sausage. I've got two videos showing you how to do that, but then also stick around, we're gonna show you a step-by-step process on how to make this beautiful sausage and then smoke it outside. It's gonna be delicious. From my backyard to yours, less hate, more love, good barbecue. All right, let me take you to yesterday when we started this whole sausage making journey. All right, let's talk about the meat first. So there's a lot of ways that you could do this, and I wanna speak to the beginner right now. You can also use pre-ground meat as a shortcut, but I think some of the best results you're gonna get is getting a whole piece of chuck roast, which is what we use on this cook, and then also leftover pork butt. And you wanna have a good beef to fat ratio on your recipes. So I wanted to mention, we ground this up, and I'll have some clips showing you of that process of grinding this up, but you definitely wanna make sure all your equipment is cold. It's gonna just make everything a lot smoother. So oftentimes I'll cube up the chuck roast, even put it in the freezer just for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and then throw it into the machine to get it ground up. And that's what we did yesterday, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. And if you're intimidated by doing the grinding process, or you don't have the equipment and you're just wondering, is this worth doing? Do I want to make the investment of all this equipment? Then I highly encourage you to do pre-ground beef and pork, or just choose one over the other to make the recipe. And I think that'll just help you dabble a little bit, get into the process and see if you actually like sausage. Because my friends, it smells like sausage up in this house, and I cannot wait to show you how we stuff it and all the ingredients. So let's take you into the tub here and even talk about our equipment, showing you all the ingredients to make this beautiful sausage. All right, friends, again, this is taking you back to yesterday when we start actually taking our ground meat and we begin to use a tub like this to begin our process of mixing. So I'm gonna read this, but also have in the description, also on the screen, all the ingredients. But we have our ground beef, we have our fat back. Now our seasonings is gonna be 25 grams of kosher salt. Also use pink curing salt at 3.5 grams there. We have granulated garlic, 8.3 grams, 8.3 grams of mustard powder, black powder, paprika, and again, I'm gonna have the exact grams for everything on the screen. Then we have 2.8 grams of cayenne pepper. And then we like to use dry milk powder as our binding agent. It helps the meat stick to the casing is really well. Then we also have our cheese, and we have 57 grams of cheese. I like to use the cheddar cubes. That's a high smoke point cheese, but you can use shredded cheese as well. And then for the cream cheese, you can do one or two things. In this case, I decided to follow the advice of another person that used mozzarella cheese as an inspiration to cream cheese, or you can use the real thing, cream cheese, where I've seen a lot of folks, they'll freeze it and then they'll cube it and then throw it into their mix. You could do either one. I just decided to do the mozzarella cheese because I already had it in my house. And then we want to get about 907 grams of bacon, finely chopped. And then I also have dried jalapenos, but if you're feeling a little spicy, you can use real jalapenos, but I already had some dried jalapenos to make some cheddar jalapeno sausages in the past. So those are the ingredients. You're gonna throw those in, and then we also use about a cup of water as our liquid. You could use beer, you could use any type of liquid to keep things bound up. And also wanna talk about the casing we use today is Natural Hog. This is the 29-32 millimeter Natural Hog casings. And then when it comes to cold smoking, you can definitely use all different things to help accelerate your cooking process. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. All right, let's talk about the curing process. Now, I kind of mentioned that we use some pink salt. You can use instant cure number 1. If you're gonna be cold smoking, this is something you wanna do, and then you wanna get 12 to 24 hours of that to be mixed into your sausage. So we put this in the refrigerator overnight with that, because we're gonna try to cold smoke, and you can even do a warm smoke as well, but pretty much 40 to 140, you wanna have this curing agent as far as your temperature goes. Now, if you want to fast track your process and you want to cook same day, you can use sodium etherbate. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I'll have it on the screen. And you can, it instantly cures your meat, and you cook same day, and it's pretty awesome. So that is the process of mixing everything together. And we use this, we mix it together, and you want to wait until you get to a sticky, it's sticking to your hand, it's not falling off. I'll have that on the screen showing you. Once we get all this bound together, now we're ready to take that casing, and then I love using the sausage maker equipment for our stuffing. This thing is awesome, and you just essentially stuff this with the meat, and it's wonderful. And then from here, we're gonna put our horn on here, and then we're gonna load up our casings. You like to wet the horn. And you want to make, the way that you know that you've got the right size casing to your horn is if it goes on smoothly, you know you got the right size. If it's like sticking really hard, it's too big, then you need to go down a size that way. I've made that mistake early on as well. And then this contraption here, I like to put on my cutting board that has, it's raised, and I put 2 clamps on here. When you're a 1-person show, clamping this makes life so much easier, and then you're able to start stuffing this way. And I'll have that on camera stuffing this sausage. And I made 5 pounds today, so that's gonna make about 10 to 11 links, and it's really up to you if you wanna go one whole link and then tie it off later, or link it as you go. In this case, I just kind of linked it as I went. And then we pricked it to make sure that the casing doesn't pop whenever we get to cooking stage, and then refrigerator went to dry out, because this is gonna help get a nice snap whenever we get to cooking. So that is the process of mixing our sausage. It's gonna be delicious. And again, like I said, you could put cream cheese or mozzarella cheese to kind of give it that Jalapeno Popper-esque thing. And then we have all those other ingredients, the cheese. Oh, and I think we put in white onions to kind of give it that Oklahoma onion burger aspect. And that's how these 2 recipes come together. So now it's time to take you out to the grill to start doing a more cold, warm smoke process, and then start getting these things cooking. This next step is kind of the cold smoking process, or the warm smoking, depending on what you're doing and your personal preference. So we have this grill set to 150 right now. It's the Kamado Joe Connected Joe. It goes as low as 150, which I'm totally pumped about. And so we've got some lump charcoal in there, and then I've got some post oak to get some natural smoke flavor. And we're gonna let this smoke for a few hours or so, and then we'll ramp it up to take it to the 150, 155. All right, so we got some smoke going. I'm gonna do my best, since this is about a 24-inch grill, and I think I'm gonna have enough room to have 2 little layers here. I'm just gonna do my best to kind of spread them out just a little bit, so that the smoke can penetrate pretty evenly. Widen this out a little bit. All right, my friends, I'm happy about how this is looking. We'll let the smoke roll and see you back when it's time to ramp it up to get it to that internal temperature of 150, 155. All right, friends, it's been about a few hours now. Now it's time to show you this next step and show you the process of what it looks like. Look at this. We see some good beating of the sausage. We already seen the color change is starting to happen, which is wonderful. Just kind of show you right now, we are around 130 in one part. Let's see where we are on this one. I think, yep, around 130. So what I want to do now, we're taking this to 150, and if we wanted to, we could let it go for another hour or hour and a half at this temperature of 150, and we could let it go and we'd be good. But we're gonna go ahead and just dial in the temperature a little bit to about 225 degrees to bring it kind of step steer the temperature to 150, and then we'll do an ice bath from there. So I'll bring you back whenever it's time to take it off the grill. All right, friends, we are done. We're at 150, 155. We're gonna go start transferring some of this sausage to the pan here. I think I'm gonna get some of these unstick. Ooh.
Looks incredible.
All right. To the ice bath we go over here. We want to slow down the cooking process. And at this point, after you slow it down, you could Ziploc bag, you could vacuum seal this and then save these, put in the refrigerator for the week. We are gonna slow the cooking right at this point, but then go ahead and take a few links out to slice and show you what it looks like and eat it right now. So let's put it in the ice bath here, and this is gonna help clean it, and it's hot. Woo, buddy. Oh man, this Oklahoma heat, this bath sounds kind of nice right now. All right, so we're gonna let this sit in there for about 10 minutes or so. Then we'll bring them out, pat them dry, and do a little taste test action. All right, friends, so we have taken these out of the ice bath. I mean, look at the color of these things, looking really good. We're gonna let these bloom now for an hour or so, and then we'll bring you back out here to bring them up to temperature to slice into this. But we got some good color on here. And anyways, I'm happy the way these are turning out. You can kind of see the blooming effect will definitely brighten these up a little bit. All right, friends, this has bloomed for about an hour out at room temperature. It's got some great color. We're just putting this on the grill, bringing it up to temperature, and then we'll slice it and do a final taste test, see how we did and performed. But so far, Kayla, what do you think of that color? I mean, that's
looking so much redder after it's been sitting. It looks amazing.
Yeah, so you can see even the cheese, some of the white onions, the red color. It's just looking awesome. All right, friends, so we brought this up to temperature. This is super hot, but look how beautiful this is looking. We can do one of two things. We're gonna try to, oh yeah, heard that. Good pop there. Now we're gonna go ahead and slice a few of these up and see how we did. Oh, I already can tell one of these. I mean, this is looking, lost one of these here, but look at that right there. Just looking good color. We got some of that jalapeno in there. We got the, you can see the jalapeno, you see the cheese on this side. There we go.
It's just dripping.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, this one has a good onion in there. I tried the Oklahoma onion burger jalapeno popper mix.
Wow.
How do we do?
Incredible.
I'm loving it.
I love that you can taste the pepper.
Yep.
My mouth isn't on fire.
Yep. I'm gonna move this for the flies. Oh man, just the juices, I mean. Dude, this is awesome. Oh. I think, okay, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
I have no problems with the end result here. Looking delicious. Let us know in the comments what we think. How do we do? Any things that we could improve on, because we always want to grow from and learn from each other. And I just started learning making sausage about a year ago. So I'm constantly evolving. This is a fun recipe that I've done and I really enjoy. Jalapeno Popper Oklahoma onion burger sausage. That's a mouthful. And seriously, this is looking so good. It's so flavorful. Let us know what you think in the comments, how we did. And check out the other sausage videos as well on the channel. And from my backyard to yours, less hate, more love, good barbecue. Till next time.